passengers clambering from the Dart yesterday and walking along the tracks at the Bray Air Show.
It's not a good look, is it?
It's very not a good look.
It's remarkable. Like, I mean, so...
This happens every year with the Bray
Yeah, but they don't
Air
get
Show.
off the trains.
No, they don't, because there was an All-Ireland final on yesterday.
Yeah, but it's like how bad are we all of a sudden in this country at planning for kind of infrastructure and planning for big events? I mean, we knew the Bray Air Show was happening and we knew that the All-Ireland final was happening on the same day. So all of a sudden, like how are there not more darts? How are there not? I can't really understand what's happened here.
Well, now, in fairness, Barry Kenny from Irish Rail did say they put on extra darts. Have we time to take this clip? There is a clip from him there where he was saying, and he was saying just a couple of people wouldn't wait a few minutes to get, and they opened the doors, and then that had the knock-on effect of the people
everything.
walking, because they were walking on the track. Then the major delays happened. So was that the case? I'm sure there is going to be an investigation into it.
I think there needs to be, because it just seems very strange that people would only be asked to wait a couple of minutes. I mean, Irish people love waiting.
They don't mind a few minutes.
You know?
Yeah.
So if it's only a few minutes, it just seems strange to me that all of a sudden there'd be this kind of mass revolt and people would prise open the doors of the carriages and spill out onto the train tracks. It seems like a very dramatic...
I know someone who was on the Dart and she said it was absolutely... No one could breathe. There was people ready to faint, that it was awful.
Yeah, so this idea that people just kind of, you know, after a couple of minutes discomfort, you know?
Yeah, obviously that's
seems
not the
very
case,
strange. Seems very strange. But look, it's not a good look and it's not a good scene. You know, people walking the train tracks to get to the Bray Air Show.
No. Between this and the airports, it hasn't been...
No, when you see scenes like that, were you caught up in those scenes yesterday? We'd love to hear from you. If you were, if you have any pictures, were you on one of those trains? Was it only a couple of minutes, or how long were you waiting?
This is Bray yesterday with the air show and the consternation on the trains.
Yes.
Karen said, my son and 3 friends... Well, this is with regards to calls for security and for the Gardaí to be policing the actual trains as well. Which, by the way, you can see a big difference between if you use the Lewis or the Dart regularly. There's an awful lot more security on the Lewis, you'd find. My son, it says Karen, my son and 3 friends were beaten up while just waiting on the train home from the beach yesterday. Absolutely nothing to provoke this attack and no security to help them. And I suppose that's the kind of thing that happens when there's more crowds expected on the transport.
Steve says the issues with trains at Bray yesterday don't just lie with Dart services. We drove and bought a ticket for the North car park in Bray. When we arrived, we were told it was full and to move on. We asked how could it be full when we had bought our ticket online. We were told to move on. It took over an hour to find another car park. Absolutely disgraceful.
I wouldn't have moved on. I said, I have a ticket for this car park,
what have you
which
done?
I bought online. So you've obviously let somebody else in who doesn't have a ticket filling those spaces, because you know how many spaces you have and you sold that amount of tickets.
Or they oversold.
There's your man off the telly giving out.
Or they...
Get the phone.
Get the phone.
It's your man off the telly. Give it out.
That would drive me mad, though.
Places sometimes oversell. I'm not saying that this is what happened, because they're like, well, some people aren't going to show up.
But
they do it on planes. We know that.
I was on the train yesterday. We had to get off it. I was at Connolly Station with the kids at 12:15. I got a train at 3:30. We managed to get on a train at 3:30. It stopped for nearly an hour. The heat was terrible. They told us, they didn't say, it was only going, because remember, Irish Rail said that.
Couple of minutes.
They were only a couple of minutes. We were told, we were waiting for over an hour, and we're told that it was going to be over another hour. So that's why people started to get panicky. People were passing out, kids being stripped down. It was frightening. That's from Mary.
Who was it that texted? Like the fall of Saigon. Texted earlier on.
Someone texted in earlier on.
A bit exaggeration there. But if you've been literally out from 12:15, 3:30, you're still on a train, you haven't seen an air show,